Hello guys, it's Glenn from Sydney CBD Repair Centre, and today we have a Vivo smartphone that needs a screen replacement. This is the Vivo X21A. So this is a fairly old device. It was released last March of 2018 with fairly good specs as you would expect on a Chinese smartphone. So Vivo together with Oppo, Xiaomi, OnePlus came from China, and this one is not attached by adhesive. Unlike our premium devices that we have repaired in the past, this one is held on by two screws underneath the display, and as you can see, it disassembles like the older iPhones, but the back cover pops out and you can see the internals are attached to the screen rather than to the back portion of the assembly. So you can see here there's an attachment for the back cover and you have to pop that out. You be very careful not to just yank it apart so you can't damage the flat cables that are attaching both components. And this part right here is a connector for the display. So before we can disassemble the device, we have to remove this and test if the replacement display even works before we disassemble the whole device. Later on, we will see how this device is in terms of repairability. If you own other smartphones like Huawei and other premium devices from Samsung and Apple, you will see that they are fairly easy to repair. So this is an older device, and as you can see here, most of the time when clients bring in their smartphone for repair, the battery is most likely to be drained because they have not been using the device, they have not been charging it. So the same with this case, it's not a totally dead smartphone, it's just that the battery is drained, maybe because it was stored for a very long time and they just decided to have it repaired. So after a few minutes of charging, it's alive. So Vivo camera and music on the screen. I don't know why they focused on music and camera, but maybe those are the best features of this smartphone. So let's turn this on, and even at this stage, the touchscreen is working. So let's continue with the disassembly. The good thing about this is all the flex cables, the flat cables that are attached to both boards, the main board at the top and the daughter board at the bottom, are all consolidated in an array. So they're not individual strips of flat cables, as you can see there. And since the components are attached to the screen and we're going to replace the screen, all of those components that are attached to the older display will have to go. And this is the replacement, the brand new display, and all the components that we removed, we're gonna apply that to the new display. So most of them are attached by adhesives. This is a tricky bit. It's not as straightforward as you think. So if you want to try this, DIY this in your home, since you may have repaired some iPhones before or you have tools to open some smartphones, then you may try, but be very careful because the components that are being removed from the older display can be very finicky to attach later on. As you can see here, there's a copper tape and the battery should be lined in so it doesn't cram inside when you put it back on. Same with this connector right here. It has to be spot on since they are connecting the ground between components. And right here is the connector for the display, if you remember. And you just pop it in, no worries. And then on the right side, those are the wires for your Wi-Fi. So those wires are not maybe shielded, so As you can see, after we attach them to the connectors and put the shroud for the daughterboard below it, there's some added steps that you have to remember, and this one right here. So since the wires may be insufficiently shielded, you have to put this tape right here to shield the wires from interference. So as a cheap smartphone, it's very hard to repair on your own, and the parts are just attached to the screen. So it's not as straightforward as other higher end smartphones. They're not as contained on separate modules and things like that. You have to be very experienced. So if you have a Vivo X21A in your home that needs repair, just take it to Sydney CBD Repair Centre and we'll take it from there. We can replace the screen, and if we have some other components that you need, we might source it, like the charging port. So by the way, we also repair iPhones. If you have one, we can change those charging ports, batteries, screens. If you have smartwatches, you can change the battery, we can change the screen as well. And we're on the home stretch for this one. We're just gonna put all the screws back in and a few testing, and the back cover back on, and we're good to go. So like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook, like our page. You can message us over there. Till next time, guys. Cheers.